There it goes.
'Tis time. Zach, Timmy, you two have done it. You two have done what 14 other participants in this game were unable to do, to make it all to the way end, to survive every tribal council that you have attended, and therefore landing you a spot here in the final tribal council. Now, as somebody who participates in these orgs, I see the game split up in two portions. It's the game that you both were successful in playing, the game of survival. The social, strategic, and physical components are at play there. And through thick and thin, regardless of who won immunities, you have both positioned yourself to be in this position right now, to be able to plead your case into the jury, which segues into the second part. It's this game right here. This is a challenge. You have to convince these people who you participated and cohorted in voting off, to convince them as to why you deserve to be the first winner of Spellbound Survivor. Now, before we get started, I do want to preface to all jurors and the two finalists here that at the end of the day, this is a game. This is an experience that we've tried our best to make fun, fair, inclusive, and comfortable for all who participated in it. And not only do I thank you all for your cooperation up until this point, but I hope that sentiment still stays here, that it is a game. These are people with actual emotions. And I hope you guys can judge accordingly to both respect as a player and not have it solely derived from personal feelings and sentiments. At the end of the day, this is a game in which that is inevitable. That is hard to avoid, to be able to put aside how you may feel or whatever sentiment you hold towards these final two. But as you guys would have liked to have been in this position and would have liked for the jury to have been unbiased and for you to have garnered their respect, I hope that you would be able to give that to them as well. So before the stream had started, we talked about the logistics, how long each speech would be, how long the jurors get to go for, to ask their questions and to interrogate our finalists, opening, closing speeches, whatnot, the order as well. With that being said, Tawny will take it from here.
What do you mean I'm going to take it from here?
Well, then who goes? Who goes first?
Timmy won final immunity, so Timmy, you can decide who goes first.
And therefore, it'll be inversed during the closing speeches as well.
Okay, so if I talk first, now I talk last. Yeah, I want that.
Okie dokie. So, Timmy, the floor is all yours. Tawny, you have the timer ready, right?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Timmy, your time starts now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This game, honestly, has been a pure joy to play for me from day one to whatever number day this is. I'm bad at math. It's been a little over a month. With that, it's going to get into the basis of my game. Pretty much going to keep it to the basics right now, and you guys can ask questions because I'd much rather give you the full thing in a question because I feel like that would just run best, honestly. So for 99% of the pre-merge, I was saved from tribal council except for the Julian vote. But with that, I kind of had to work socially, which is not my forte by any means. I'm not a very social player usually. But this game, I kind of had to rely on that in the beginning because you can't do a lot of strategy while not making votes, and you kind of have to work with those social relationships to trust people because you can't prove your loyalty without voting. You just kind of have to be consistent with talking and making sure you make those bonds while you have the time. When it came to the Julian Tribal Council, though, my name didn't get brought up besides beyond Julian a little bit because he tried to make a personal narrative. And that's something that coming into this game, I figured would happen because Minor and I are dating. We live together. So that narrative has come up in the past in games we played together. So that honestly struck a nerve with me. And I think it was the only time in this game where I truly, by any means, popped off into a way because I didn't want to do that. I've been that kind of player in the past, and I don't enjoy like popping off in that way. But that struck a chord with me. And so he was already going anyway, but it was just very much a emphasis of being aware of that dynamic and how to utilize that or not utilize that. Going forward from there, my swap tribe was the same as my starting tribe. We were all people from Imago tribe. So it was just kind of keeping up those relationships, talking to everybody as much as I can, because to tribal 4, if you go to tribal, that's scary as hell. Then we get to Live Night, which is only the second tribal I ever attended, which during that I ended up in a room where Jesse just went, I want Pete out. And it was great because that was my entire plan as well. So I was able to just vibe with that and go with that. And it seemed easy. Like, it's not something I'm going to take credit for because it wasn't my move, but something that we were all able to kind of agree upon. And so that's when the game was still in its breathable state. And that continued into the next round when Wesley went. That seemed to be a fairly straightforward vote. But from there, we get into the rocky mountainous times with waves and whatever natural disasters you want to bring into it. The Cam vote. That was stressful because Cam was the person who I talked to truly the most the entire game. Every day, just with game stuff, personal stuff. But once merge hit, I was instantly put into alliance with him, Lyndon, Minor, and Karen. And I immediately had gone and said to both Cam and Lyndon, I don't know how I feel about this alliance. Like, it's not my vibe. Because I had no game relationship yet with Karen or Minor, so to instantly put into alliance, I was like, But from there, I felt that the relationship I had with Cam kind of not dwindled, but like a little bit dwindled. Cool. I'm talking more than I thought. Good for me. So with that, I had to make a choice. And with that, I mean, I voted Cam that night, and every night from there, and even before then, I voted for the person who went home. And that was a tough decision, but I had to make tough decisions like that, like voting out Minor at 4, voting Jesse at 5, just to make sure I got to where I needed to be. Because I figured at a certain point, in my mind, the only people, once it got to 6, the only people who wouldn't take me to the end, I felt like, were Karen and Jesse. And I needed them gone. And granted, getting rid of Karen was not a difficult thing with the group I was in. Getting rid of Jesse relied on Lyndon having to win immunity, which honestly was good for me. I was happy about it because that made life a lot easier. And then the hardest vote had to be Minor at 4 because I love him, but this is a game as well. And we both know that. But with that, honestly, I know I sped through the end bit a little bit, but I'd rather be able to talk further with your guys' questions. So thank you so much.
All right, then. Thank you, Timmy, for your opening statements. Zach, now it is your turn.
Hi, jury. It is actually nice to see all of you guys' beautiful faces again. I'm going to keep this brief like Timmy because I also believe the fact that it's just you all have your own questions. I'd rather get to answering those. So I'm like Timmy here. I went to every single tribal except for one. So I had to play hard from the beginning. I started off with a strong alliance of Minor and Karen. And then throughout, I got super close to Minor, and then he was my final 2, and I stayed loyal to that throughout this entire game. I tried to play with this game consistency based on loyalty. Yeah, it might not have been to who you guys have expected it to be. The moves I made were, in fact, for strategic reasons. As I'm sure you figured out by now, I actually did vote Jessie out the round she idled herself to try to keep Karen appeased. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. Karen did find out that I gave Jessie the idol she gave me. But, I played hard from the beginning, and I think that was based on my social relationships and was what got me through the 4-person tribe and the 3-person tribe and every single tribal that I attended except the one. If you guys have any other questions for me, go for it. I'm just excited to be here, and I look forward to your guys' questions.
Well, all right, then. Now that you guys have heard their opening statements, we're going to go right into the jury questions. Some of you have had longer stays in Ponderosa than others, but all of you guys have questions you are dying to ask this final 2. We've decided on the order, but there's a caveat with this because there's someone who needs to go earlier, and we've arranged that. So first of our 7 jury is Minor. Minor, reveal yourself.
Hello.
There he is. All right, then, Minor. Go off.
Okay. So most of my questions are just going to be for both of you.
Okay.
After my statements. So Zach, The
Yes.
first statement is, how dare you become become someone I got pretty close with in this game. There's two people, you and Karen,
Mhm.
that throughout this game I got pretty close to and made a bond. Yeah, I was gonna say more, but I just want to say thank you for that. It was a fun experience playing this whole game with you.
Mhm.
Um, and you're amazing.
I love you.
I love you too. um, I've learned a little bit more about your game in the jury, because we didn't really play too much with each other. But you know I love you, and yeah, okay. So from that, so in game wise,
Mhm.
my question to both of you is, what was your favorite moment?
Oh, I'll take can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Minor, obviously it has to involve you, but not you specifically. Anything Tanner did involving the three of us when we were on the tribe together, whether that be split the votes between the three people, the whole entire mess with the popcorn challenge. And honestly, stalking Gustavo with you, hello, that was fun too. Yeah, just the entire Tanner experience is probably the highlight.
My favorite experience in this game. I'm just gonna look directly at you. Actually, no, I'll go with both. I'll look this way so I can address everybody as well. My favorite moment in the game had to be the what was it final? Was it final 7 or final 6? No, final 7 immunity. The one that was the trivia murder party. So that was 7 because yeah, Karen won that. Just because it was a fun vibe. Like it was different because it was at a point in the game where like we were all just a little bit kind of going at it like that. But the challenge was fun because like Karen died first. I answered no questions right. And the fact that she was able to win was just so funny to me because it's just like, damn, you're really just not out of it. No one's out of it. And that was just, I don't know, it just felt like a different vibe. And it felt like a separation while still being very much in it, but just a challenge where we could just breathe a little bit. And it was fun. And I like trivia, even though I wasn't great at it.
Okay. My next question is, if your game was turned into a book, what would be the title?
Can I go first? I'll go first. I would call it The Predicament, just because I felt like there was a lot of moments in this game where I just had to make various choices to determine which direction I would go in. And I'm someone who likes to think like 3 steps ahead in a game, but this one didn't always allow for that. There were some things I would learn in the moment, like right at final 8 with you telling me about all these idols and then so where some advantages are, and I had an inkling of at least who was close with who, but it got confirmed for me. And it was a lot of times of where to make choices. And then the biggest predicament of all being how to vote you out. Because yeah, because that's just I'm not going to focus a lot on that narrative, I guess. Not a lot, but it's a predicament. Life mixes with games sometimes, no matter how much we all want it to not. It's a difficult choice, but we're all here for games because this is fun for everyone. That's what they're meant to be, is fun, but definitely a predicament.
I would have to go with the underestimated just because I was dealing with a bunch of preconceived notions along with like you guys had, I had me and Jesse, and that's why I played the idol on her. No, it just so happened that that alliance was, targeting Jesse, and we needed a cam out, meeting me and Minor. But yeah, so there was just I just felt super underestimated in this game just based on my preconceived notions of me. And then people not expecting me to make those moves. So yeah.
Mm, my third question is usually, what Pokemon do you think you played as?
You're gonna ask me about Pokemon?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you this, Minor. It's not who you gave me. I'm gonna say Volcarona here. And the reason being, Volcarona evolves from Larvesta at what I believe is the highest level it takes for evolution, if I'm not mistaken. And Larvesta is very like it takes a lot of growth in this game, which is what I feel like I've shown in this game, going back to me being underestimated. And I think I've played a really fierce game like a Volcarona would. And I think the growth is there as well.
I'm gonna say Jolteon. Because they evolved from an Eevee, which is like cute and seems innocent, because it's something that's very electric. And honestly, that's how I feel like I am. That's how I feel like I played this game, because if I had to do stuff, I did it. And not gonna lie, I feel like I did it at some points in a villainous way, which I mean people can associate lightning, at least I do, with like more I guess not when I say higher level power in that, I fully mean like villainous, just because electricity, heat and stuff is like hot and just like bright but dark. And yeah, I feel like it's just two sides. Like I kind of grew into just being not a spitfire, but like making choices and doing things.
Okay, that's gonna be my question. So yeah, just be congrats. I don't think I said that. Congrats for making final two. Be proud of your game, explain everything. And Timmy, I'm waiting for question.
I don't have a ring on me.
That's it.
If you want me to do it, I'll do it, but I don't have a ring. Because I know that's what he's talking about, because yeah. I'm tired making is that I have to propose.
Well, while Timmy deals with that, we will proceed on to our next juror. Thank you, Minor, for speaking your piece. As we said earlier, we was going to go from boot order, so first juror to final juror, but Minor wanted to go first. But now we're back on track. So next up on
Jason
the agenda,
your Minor.
Yeah.
is someone who also ruined the order. I'm kidding. I kid. Love you, Jason. Jason, go off.
Hello, everyone. Zach, Timmy, congratulations on making it to the end. It's not fucking easy doing it. It's so not easy. It's so difficult. In this game, once we hit the merge, we knew we were screwed because we knew everything was going to hit all at once and it was going to be a bloodbath. So congratulations on you both getting through that bloodbath. Timmy and Minor know this more than anyone else, but recently I've been going through a lot of things in my real life, so I haven't been able to pay as much attention as I would like to, which means my slate's open. I don't know who I'm voting for. I didn't put in a vote yet. So here's my plan. I'm gonna take an edible. All right. And I'm gonna do it immediately after I'm done with this. I'm gonna take an edible, and whoever I think at the end of this deserves my vote will get my vote. I don't know who's winning. Both of you are deserving in your own ways, but that's my plan. I think one of you played a better social game, one of you played a better strategic game, one of you played better with weapons, and one of you played better with people. So I'm pretty open about this. What I want to see from you guys is I want to see a passion to win. This has been a long game and it's been tiring in a lot of points, but it's almost over. This is the last mile of the marathon. You need to put in all of the effort. And if you do, you will get my vote. No matter who I don't end up voting for, know I love you. Know that you deserve to sit there. If either one of you are crowned, I'm going to be a happy camper tonight. Anyways, that's all, guys. Thank you. Good luck to both of you and kick some ass.
Will do, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
All right. Well, with those words of encouragement from Jason, now, pardon my embarrassment earlier for thinking Wesley was going next, but now it's for real. Unless I'm missing something, but Wesley, go off.
Okay, and I don't have
Did he cut out for you too?
Yeah. yeah.
Okay.
I know I got worried.
Am I being laggy?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Sorry, my
You see,
internet's doing that a lot these days.
Okay, you're better now.
You're back.
Basically, my questions are going to be. I saw this one literally while I was waiting for you guys because I don't think everyone.
Oh,
Nope.
Actually, no, what is your like biggest move of the game that you think
Okay.
actually went successfully?
I believe you said what was the biggest move of the game done successfully?
You did.
that-
You
that
did.
you've done. Yeah.
Okay, for sure. For me, that was giving the idol to Jesse 100% and knowing the repercussions of our preconceived notions, because that is what enabled me to get Cam out. For sure, Cam was close to Karen. We needed to weaken Karen's power. Karen's missed. Giving that idol to Jesse and letting Cam be voted out there.
I
And
will say
then-
mine is. Oh,
Oh,
sorry, you're still going?
sorry, go
No?
ahead. I
If
just
you're
thought
still
of a
going,
second.
go.
I'm sorry, I had thought of a second one was taking Karen's extra vote to guarantee the fact that the vote didn't tie the round that I actually used it. So, yeah. Okay, now I'm done, Timmy. Sorry, I thought of the second
Okay.
one.
Mine, I would have to say, would be playing into the fact that people automatically thought that Zach had voted with Jesse the round Cam went, because that fully allowed me to ride the middle for a bit and gain information, because I had been right after that tribal, I had been added to an alliance with Lyndon and Jason, and like they're talking about it's like mainly Lyndon about how she's angry, and then also talking about how like Karen's angry, while also minor Zach and Jesse, specifically Zach, was talking about how much Karen's like mad at him and all that. And I'm just feeding on all this information while able to hear at both sides, and kind of just people don't expect that I knew exactly where the vote was happening and I had voted Cam with Jesse. And I was able to solidify myself and secure my spot for a few rounds, knowing people are going to go after each other, and I can kind of just move on in and be out. I was gonna say be pretty, but like that's not what I want to say. But you know what I mean. Be able to just do what I want to do and have more time to think out my processes of what I wanted to get done, because people want other people out at that point because of revenge for the vote.
Okay, and my next question is basically.
Oh no.
Let's go with what do you have over your opponent right now? Okay, the why should vote for you.
Wait, you cut out so it all sped what you had said. Can you repeat that,
What
please?
do you have over your opponent? Like gameplay wise. Not gameplay, just why should it vote for you over your opponent?
Not only did I have more like advantages and used to weaponize the game better, I feel I knew where the vote was every single round. Now, did I vote the wrong way one round intentionally? Yes, but I knew where things were happening every single round, and I had to play from the beginning. To me, yeah, it was nice to make those social relationships without the stress of tribal. I just had to play since day one.
I will say I deserve to win over Zach, because I did also have to play from day one. It was different, but the threat of tribal can come at any point. With that, I was able to utilize physical strength, strategic. I feel like my strategic game was pretty good because I had the time to. I was allowed the time to think about it, but as well with that is, I like to be able to think ahead, and I honestly think I did that better with Zach, because I also with that I knew how to maintain social relationships a lot better and not cause as many riffles to be able to get votes, because he ended up getting more votes and was more at risk to go home, while I maintained social bonds to allow me to be in a better position.
And then I just want to prove a counterpoint, and I'm still here despite those votes. Like, so I must have been doing something to earn my spot here.
Okay, this is another kind of related question. What are some weaknesses in your game that will make you want to vote for your opponent over you?
Okay. For me, my physical game, I don't know if you count physical game really that much. I won 0 immunities, like an individual. I won 1 tribal immunity. Like, so definitely like my competitions was very lacking. So I would say that would probably be the biggest like layer in my game.
I feel like because all the triples Zach went at the beginning with, he's able to develop a much more not necessarily cutthroat, but also just more active storyline.
Okay. I think that's all I have to say. Just do your guys' best. My vote is still kind of open. I will see you guys later.
Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Wesley. Next up on the agenda is the second member of our jury, Cam. So Cam, come off camera, unmute if you can. Go off camera. It's okay if you can't. And then go off.
It is sick, so sorry in advance. Congratulations on making it to the final 2. That's a very huge accomplishment. You should both be proud of how you played. Like, whether win or lose, that's very good. And I hope we can still be friends after this and everything. However, I am going to be asking some of the hard questions.
Okay.
So, my question for Zach, sometimes it seems like your jury management wasn't the best, specifically with people like Karen and Jesse. Was there a strategy behind that, or were you just not thinking about jury management?
So did you say Jesse?
Yeah.
Because I told Jesse I knew the moment she was going home. So I don't know if Jesse can clarify that back when she comes on, but I did tell Jesse the minute I knew I couldn't flip Minor back. Like, I wanted the round Jesse was going, there was, and plus Timmy had that extra vote too, so there's no flipping either of them at that point. So there's really nothing I could do besides, hey, warn Jesse. Now Karen, on the other hand, yes. So with Karen, that was just after the round. Like, I gave Jesse the idol Karen found and all that shit. I didn't want to come off as fake at that point with Karen. We were at opposite points at that point. So like, I just didn't want to talk for the sake of talking, if that makes sense. So that was the whole thing with Karen for me. And then, like I said, I told Jesse, other than that, like, I didn't have a relationship really with Wesley to tell him before. Jason was a bit more of a tricky case because all the advantages being played, he kind of needed to be left in the dark and stuff like that. So yes, there was definitely indeed strategy involved.
All right. I have a follow-up question,
Yeah.
like off topic from that. It's mainly about your knowledge is power. Why would you take Karen's extra vote when you willingly gave it to her at the start, when you could have easily just taken it for yourself at the start of the merge?
So originally the plan was to basically, I was still aligned with Karen at that point. So that's why I said, and I knew like people like Pete were after her. So I said, you know what, you can go ahead and just keep it. Then I believe later, was it the next round? I'm not sure the timing of everything. Like I said, it's been a long game. I believe Karen goes, hey, Cam wants Jesse out. When Karen was pushing so hard for Jason earlier, that sketched me the fuck out that you're closer to Karen than I was. So at that point, I wanted that your vote for my own game and not for Karen. Because at that point, we were separated in my mind.
All right. And Timmy, this is going to be a long one. So, you were my day one connection, like off the bat, and anyone that knows how I play knows that I am very, very loyal to the person I connect with on day one. And I thought that we had a very strong duo, and I feel that I had helped you a lot in this game at the times, such as not telling people about your idol, told you about the knowledge is power being out there, and even prevented you getting votes at final 8, because I could have easily flipped there and sent you out. And then when I found out, once Jesse got the jury, that you were the second vote for me, that did kind of hurt to hear at the time. and it still does, kind of. So I want to know, why do you think I should give you my vote after that?
I think you should give me your vote after that because with that answer, let me just to explain why, and then I hope that could get into why you should still vote for me because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not necessarily great at being social and like talking to people and like separating as much game and personal because I very much am a game bot at times. With that, at that time of your vote, I have been told about how to actually find knowledge is power, and that did not actually align with what you had told me. So therefore, there was rumors that you had a second one, where Zach had one, you had another, and so that skeeved me out a little bit. But also, I knew you were very much the biggest social threat in this game, and as much as I want to take you to the end because up until that round, like the night of immunity results, you were also my number one, my duo, the person I was taking to the end. But sometimes I have to be selfish. And do I regret how I did it? A little bit. Do I regret doing it? No, but I think I should still get the vote because your vote because I played the game. And it might not always be the most respectable thing, but I hope I showed that and I hope I can show you afterwards that like it's not truly it's not personal because I enjoyed every conversation we had. And but I wanted to just jump on every opportunity that I could see benefiting me. And that's just kind of what I did. I think you should vote for me because I took advantage of every possibility of every opportunity that I could to get what I wanted because I also did not want to work with that alliance that we had fully. And I told you about that and I'm well aware. And I felt I can get further by doing that. And I know this answer is quite selfish, and I am not blind to that fact. But I just hope that you could see it as the full game move it is, and just my desire to want to play this game as hard as I can.
All right. Thank you both for your answers. And once again, both be proud of where you are, and best of luck to both of you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dan.
All right, thank you, Cam. Next up, since we already did Jason would have been the third member of the jury. But now, because of the rearrangement, that means next up is the fourth member of our jury, Karen. Karen, unmute, do whatevs, and then go on.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I guess I should say congratulations. Everyone like keeps starting all nice. So like, congrats, you made it. I want to start because I'm full of myself and I want each of you to spend a solid 30 seconds complimenting me. And I don't want any bullshit about like, oh, you played such a good game. Give me compliments. I just want a couple of compliments.
Okay, Karen, has anyone told you you're pretty today for starters? If
They
not,
have not.
well, there you go. That's why I want to start with that. I also love talking to you. You're hilarious. Twiggy's adorable. I just can't talk about you in the 30 seconds because you're just undescribable with how amazing you are. And then there's not enough time. See, look, you have me tripping over my words with your beauty. See, yeah, stoner queen. I could never get that high. Nope, not gonna happen. And yeah, that's all I have right now.
Suffice. Thank you. Timmy?
You are a badass bitch who takes no shit. And truly, I admire that the most. And like, I don't know how to go with that because some people are not that, but like you are straight up with everything you do. And just talking to you is just so good because just like we didn't talk gay, we talked only personal and stuff. And I always loved that because it was just like, okay, good. I know I can just be real with Karen and she'll be real with me. Always, whether it's in a game, not in a game, I know I could always get your honest thoughts on anything that's going on in the world. And that's just my favorite thing because I love people who could just be straight up, boss ass bitch, you doing the damn thing, and you're pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. You do both get extra points for remembering that very detail. So, I mean, honestly, I've been trying to think and think and think about questions. I really, 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 really wanted to be dramatic. I don't feel that dramatic about it. Like, I do have a question for Zach. I've definitely calmed down. I do like being a bitter juror. I mean, once you're out, where's the fun? I want you guys shitting your pants about what the fuck I could be doing in there. And I was going to work. Let me say. But yeah, I don't have a big moment. I don't have a big coin flip. It feels like from what I've heard, you both played games where for some reason you didn't feel comfortable saying what you really wanted and seized opportunities like in the shadows. Like Zach, you kind of hid about wanting to keep Jesse and shit because you were going in between alliances. Same with Timmy, you were kind of blasé in response to people because you both were kind of right in the middle of a couple different alliances, it sounds like, which is impressive. But yeah, mixed feelings. Zach, the question I have for you basically is when did you start playing for second and stop playing to win?
Good question, Karen. When I realized basically, you know what? No, Karen, no, scratch that. I'm playing to win. Obviously, that's why we're all playing these games at this point. Granted, I use people's preconceived notions of me to subvert those, and that's how I, God damn it, Karen, you got me tongue-tied again. God damn it. I can't speak, let alone type, okay? You know this, Karen. You've been with me since day one.
I do. Take your time. Take your time.
No, like, I've playing to win, obviously. It's just not how the jury might have expected me to get there, if that makes sense. Karen, obviously, when I flipped on you, I feel like and I thought you were more aligned to Cam, and than you were to me, and that's why I did quote unquote all those shady things to you. I just felt like you had a better chance to win than me, and I needed you out, and I needed to weaken your numbers at that point. So, and that's not me trying to kiss your ass, but like, does that make sense? Does that like make sense?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Timmy, I guess I just want to know, how do I want to word this? Did you know were you intentionally trying to play a cutthroat game? Because it seems like from what I heard, you had a final 3 ride or die ship with Cam and Lyndon. And it seemed like you would have taken Lyndon no matter what. And then I also heard tale that people were saying they would just take Zach because they thought Zach would be an easy beat because everyone assumes I'm in the jury talking shit about Zach. Did you take Zach for an easy beat? Like, or were you not truly as aligned with Lyndon?
2 separate answers to those. I didn't take Zach to be an easy beat. Truly, when it comes to that final 3 of me, Zach, and Lyndon, it's not that Zach's an easy beat. It's that Lyndon's a hard beat. And then the second part was about being like not as aligned with Lyndon.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the middle of merge, our genders just kind of split in a way because and I mentioned this before, once like Lyndon had made that alliance immediately at merge of me, her, Cam, you, and Minor. Mm-hmm. And I instantly was honest with them being like, I'm not really that comfortable with it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I at least know for a fact I told Cam that. And with that, our past is kind of divulging away. So at the beginning of the game, yes, it was I thought it was a strong 3, and I really would have taken Lyndon to the end. But once that happened, it was just, I saw 2 different paths. And between it, like I was on one path, she was on another, is what I mean. And so it just was not what it was. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Okay. It's really funny you keep referencing that group because I also know I went to Zach and Minor and said, y'all, being in a 6-person alliance at Final 9 is not good, actually.
That's what I was saying.
I kept saying it, and they were like, what do you mean? Meanwhile, y'all had your own little side thing. But anyway.
Can I emphasize on that for a second?
Sure.
Okay. because with that, I think that's also what drove me to wanting to like play the middle and in that how you said cutthroat, because my original intention in this game was not to be cutthroat. But then I saw it as my best path to play the middle because not gonna lie, I used to a few years ago in orgs, I always played my best games for the middle. And I kind of saw that in myself again of like the desire to be sneaky in a way that's not personal, but in a way that's strictly game. And while some people might not respect that, because the middle, it's not flashy, it's not any of the sort, but something where I feel like I can excel in.
That makes sense. Well, it's been great hearing from both of you. I don't know. We'll pretend my vote isn't decided. Who knows? I'm unpredictable. I don't know. Y'all did a good job. I love how much y'all have said my name up until this point. Also, it's made me feel very important. I needed that before I asked for compliments. So yeah. Keep showing how you actually give a shit about the game and what you came here to do. And yeah, good luck to the both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Karen. That being said, we're going to move on to the fifth member of the jury, Jesse. Whenever you're ready, go off.
Hi.
Can we get a wig reveal?
No, not
Oh.
gonna. I don't know if you had a drinking game and that was on there. No shade to another game, but anyways, I guess I should be nice. Congrats to both of you for making it here. I'm not
Thanks,
gonna
Jesse.
lie. I do wish I had one of your spots. That is fine. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a bit bored by this FTC. I'm gonna be honest. I yawned a few times. I was hoping when Minor said show passion that we would be getting a little bit more passion. I'm hoping to get some passion here, guys. There's, I don't know, 2 more people. I can't math. I don't count. Like Zach can't spell. I can't math. Anyways, Zach,
Hi, boo.
you should know this question is coming to you. Give me my song.
God damn it. Like, are we talking about you as a game player or?
Both.
You know what? As a game, I feel like Under Pressure by Queen, I would describe your game. Do you want me to elaborate?
You can elaborate, yes.
Just because I feel like your back was up against the wall from early on, like from the merch phase on. And so, yeah.
Okay, and personal
And
because
excuse me, you call me not passionate. Anyway, moving on.
yes.
Was that it for
I
your
want my
question?
personal song choice too, buddy.
I don't know. For some reason, I have No Limits by G-Eazy stuck in my head right now. So there. No, you're no. Big Time Rush. Gonna make it big time. There you go. Because you
Okay.
are gonna make it big time.
Cool. Timmy,
Hi, sorry, I just spilled a lot of stuff.
hi bestie.
Hi.
Because obviously I did know both of you. So yeah. Timmy, final 5, if Lyndon did not win immunity, was I still going?
Yes, I had my way. I would have used my extra vote still to vote you. I know Lyndon probably would have voted you as well. And I would have done my best to convince Minor for you to go, because at that point I figured the other 3 would be more likely to take me to the end than you would.
Okay, that's fair. I was just curious because I was like, yeah. As Zach knows, Lyndon was my target for a few rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No shade, love Lyndon. Okay. If you could swap places with anybody in jury, who would it be?
Oh,
Who
Minor.
deserves your-
Minor, 100%.
Yeah, I
Just
knew you were
because-
gonna say that.
Don't listen. At least somebody was able to clock us anyway.
I mean,
Okay,
I was also
Timmy.
very well aware of it, but yeah. But I would also say Minor.
Good.
He did the damn thing. He played 2 idols at Final 5, not on himself.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna steal Karen's question. I want to be complimented. Zach, you're drunk, so please go ahead. You can go first.
No, girl, I'm only 1 rebel in. It's only 5% alcohol.
You'll be
um,
drunk later.
Yeah, so I should answer this question later. Jesse, I would not want to spend you're my future amazing grace partner, no matter what I will ever say, Canadian Queen, even though your time zone is weird. You know how much I care about you. I literally call you every day on my way home from work. You're one of the only people that have my Snap locations on to make sure I'm safe when I have these random hookups. That's fun. You like Karen. I don't know what else to say about you at this point. Besides
Perfectly honest, Jesse, to me, you're a bit of an enigma in like the best way possible, because I feel like you keep yourself like close to yourself. And every time I talk to you though, it's just a joy. And like that night we played that like spelling game thing on Roblox was so much fun. And so I just like see you on there and I'm just like, yes, Queen, good, because you're just a fun person to be around, and just like you bring that kind of just like good vibes, and not peppy, but peppy. Like, because I mean, yeah, like peppy. I'll say that just because I don't know, you're always just happy and you're pretty.
I was gonna say one of my favorite things about Jessie is how quick-witted she is, not just when it comes to insulting me. Because honestly, some of my favorite calls were me, Timmy, and Jessie just sitting on call and them insulting me for a good 30 minutes straight.
It was so good. Jesse's brain's just like boom.
Correct.
It's fun to play off of.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, and because this question hasn't been asked, you were probably all expecting it. We're doing the fun raise your hand question. Yay!
I was waiting for it.
We got to close our eyes.
I mean, nah. We'll
Okay,
just
cool.
go in order of the jury.
God, I don't.
So I hope you know the jury order because I sure don't.
I believe it starts with Wesley.
It sure
Yes,
does.
I know that much. So raise your hand if you think you have Wesley's vote.
That's I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I think who's next?
Cam.
Can someone drop the list in the chat?
Ca-
It goes
It's
I got
Cam.
one.
Cam, then
Cam.
Jason, then Karen, then you, then Minor, then Lyndon.
Yes.
Thank you, besties.
You're welcome.
Jake,
Yeah,
it's time for the roll call.
Icon Cam. Who has Cam's vote?
I don't know. I would like to say maybe, but like I can't be positive.
Okay, what about Jason?
He said he's taking it
That's
up.
what the edible's thinking at that point.
Right.
I mean, you know. Okay,
I like to say
Icon
I'm passionate.
Me too. You know what I would.
Jason said, "Show passion, besties."
I'm trying.
Okay, besties. Who has my vote?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I don't know
You also
either.
weren't next, but okay.
Yeah.
Minor.
Just skip
Uh,
Karen.
Okay, what about
Going in
Lyndon?
reverse order now.
Okay, but yeah, Minor, Lyndon. We'll see when we get to Lyndon's question.
Okay, cool.
I just hope that everyone has an open mind. That's all.
Yeah.
Why? I should probably go like this.
I know everyone probably thinks I'm voting Zach, but that's not guaranteed.
Correct.
I love both of you. You've both played your own games. You've both done your own things. And whoever I vote tonight, I'm proud either way. And I do know a few things. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens next.
Just remember with the ExpressVPN, we might not be watching Tar tonight anyway.
I don't have the ExpressVPN. I use
I
Hulu.
do. I do. Anyway.
Yes. Goodbye, friends.
Bye,
Good luck.
Jesse. Love you.
Well, all right then. Thank you, Jesse. Since we've already visited Minor and Minor's already given his spiel, we have just one more juror. Fittingly enough, still the final member of our jury, not only in this questionnaire, but also in order. Third placer, Lyndon, please.
Why is this happening like right when I just got my fucking Taco Bell? God damn. I want to eat this, guys. Okay, so I had 0 questions up until about like 30 minutes ago, and then I was like, I'm just gonna drink and then see what my mind decides I should ask. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna have fun with this.
Let's go.
Yes.
First off, everybody but Karen and Jesse, because you've already complimented them. I need you guys to compliment the rest of jury.
So we just did this in rites of passage, but we'll do it again. Let's go.
Thank you.
So I'll start. Do I have to go in order, or can I skip it
I-
around?
You just got to name all of jury, otherwise I'll be disappointed.
Okay, fine. Wesley, Quiet King, didn't get to talk to him much, but I was always a pleasure seeing him again. I haven't seen him in years. Very sweet person. Yeah. Jason, Escape Room King, I'm gonna come see you whether I win or lose this tonight based on your edible. So I'm gonna be a disappointment to you. In the game, not in the escape room, not in this game. Minor, I can go on and on about Minor. Lyndon, you're also an icon, even though you're part of the reason I always go home in games anyway. Whether that be hosting me or Distortion, or you voted for me how many times? 2, 3? I don't know, but you were never successful, but it's okay. And to be fair, I didn't vote you either. That was all Timmy. But anyway. Yeah, you're just a sweet person to talk to. You come on call, your energy lights up a room. So how can we not laugh with Big PB on call?
Thank you.
See, there we go.
I am very offended you did skip Cam.
Damn.
So I'm gonna need to hear some good shit about Cam right now.
I did skip Cam. Cam, I saved the best for last. My favorite member of the jury. Like, no shade to Jesse, but I knew you before Lyndon. I knew you before Jason. Cam, your profile picture, iconic. Terrifies me every single time. But like, if Kirby walks up to me with a knife, I'd be scared, just like I am of you in jury right now. Those sharp questions, I think the knife is very appropriate. Yeah, just was a shame of you had to go because you were too damn good at the game too.
Me?
Your turn.
Okay. Wesley, I'll say, is probably one of the most genuine people I've met. Like, I can't picture Wesley just like lying or being mean. Just like straight up honest and just nice. Jason, I've met Jason in person, and I just feel like he'd give you the shirt off his back. Like, he's one of those people who you just kind of go to with your problems. Not that I have, but like, I don't know, I usually go to Minor with my problems. But like, he's just one of those people who's just like consistently there and like will always be there to support. Cam, I talk to Cam every day. I had such a great conversation with Cam where it's just to be able to like vibe with someone like that and just like have fun. I'm not good at that. So just finding like a good friend who like, I don't know, Cam's just wonderful and just like so kind, so genuine, just a good person. Okay, so skip over Karen. No, wait, no. I went out of order. That's what happened. Skip over Karen, skip over Jesse. I just love my life. I can come in for days and hours, the whole thing, because it's truly the person who makes me feel the safest in this world, who makes me feel like I can be myself 100% of the time. I don't have to be afraid to say how I feel in front of him. He's a shoulder I can cry on, and just truly the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Lyndon, I know it's gonna be more difficult to follow that, but watching you go around an aquarium seeing animals is probably the purest thing I've ever seen in my life. My God, watching your excitement and your face light up just brings such joy. And then the honorary member of the jury, Bernoulli.
Oh,
He's right there.
I lost the vote.
King, a digging king. He's digging in that thing. Keyboard legend.
Keyboard legend. You're right.
I was
Probably
gonna say
spelled better than Zach.
honestly, true. My favorite
That compliment my lizard.
best tribal council host. Sorry, Lyndon and Karen.
No, you're correct.
Not sorry to Jacob. Anyway.
I thought this was about giving compliments.
Damn, everyone's hard. I do have to say, I feel like we didn't get as much passion as we were really hoping for. So your closing statements need to like go hard, please.
Okay.
It also seems a lot like both of you really kept a lot of your games. Oh my God, my Skype just broke. Like we're very quiet and you didn't really communicate with a lot of people, it sounds like at times, which is kind of a little hard.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people kind of struggled with that. Like Zach, I appreciated that we were literally never going to work together, but we still just vibed. Timmy, I'm still confused. I told you that I was with you till the end, but then I get to the jury and I'm learning like you voted Cam and this, and I'm like, I know I was moving, but goddamn, like, what happened there, dude? Jesse did the hand raising question.
Yeah.
I really originally I told Karen, and she can confirm this, that I was just gonna read the B movie script for the entire 10 minutes.
That sounds right.
I think it would have been a really good idea.
You told me to do that in Distortion.
I probably did. I would like you both to compliment the other's game, please. Why should the other person win?
Because he's pretty, and pretty people deserve to win alone. Anyway, close your ears, minor. Sorry, I'm kidding. No, but Timmy did play a good middle of the road game. Yeah, like he was kind of kept in the dark on stuff a lot, but also he just used what he did know to his advantage, despite not having a lot of information till last minute.
Think on that for a second. Sorry.
No, you're good, Timmy. You're good.
Zach really did play from day, like I said before. He played day one in a way where he has to think in survival mode, which is a different way from what I had to play. And he clearly did that successfully by making it all the way here.
Okay. How much more time do I have?
You're at like 7.5-ish. So if you
Okay,
want to,
amazing.
you can, but you don't-
So Jesse did the one, but I had to run and get my Taco Bell. Did you guys do the one where you raised your hands for who you think you could have beaten at final two?
No.
I close those eyes.
Oh God. Oh, okay.
Get
Here
those
we go.
eyes closed.
Oh, buddy.
Wesley. Jason. Cam. Karen. Jesse. Minor. And me. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. Did I hit all of jury? I'm gonna be really upset if I didn't. Yeah, give us some good ass closing statements, please. I love you both. I hope you're excited to see what happens, because I sure am. Bye.
Hey, thanks, Lyndon.
Well, all right. Thank you, Lyndon. With that being said, we have gone through each and every single juror that has had questions for you. But as you said, there have been some requests, some things that they still want to have, still want to hear from you as far as your final speeches are concerned. Timmy, you decided that you would go first in the opening speeches, and Zach would go second. And because of that, you've recognized that is the inverse here. So Zach, you'd be the first to open up with closing statements, and then Timmy's going to close us out. We'll then be receiving all the votes, and then we'll crown our winner. So remember, this is your final plea. This is your last chance to convince the jury why you should win Spellbound Survivor. Best of luck to you both. Zach, you're first.
I want to say hi. I'm the most magical person here. I've truly lived the theme. By just radiating positivity and cuteness. No, I'm playing. Use one passion. I feel like both me and Timmy have proven the passion by being here. Just at finale proves our passion for this game alone. Yeah, it might have been like lesser tribal, but yes, we're both passionate people at this day. Okay, now enough about complimenting Timmy. Like I said earlier, I was aware of where every single vote was heading to. Like, and I used my social game to my advantage. Like during the Pete round, I just quickly told Jesse, like, I want Pete out this round, and Jesse made that happen with me and Timmy. So I did control votes, just behind the scenes more so. No, so while granted my game might have seemed contradictory at times, I hope you guys can now see like where I truly was aligned. And like I said, I was loyal to the very end. I sent Minor to fire, even though if it meant I was going to lose at the end and he was going to beat me. I felt like we played similar games and I died based on loyalty at the end of the day. And that is and loyalty is something I am passionate about just in life in general. Hit me up if you know anybody that's single. Anyway, but yeah, once again, congrats to Timmy here for playing an amazing game. But I think I played a better game since day one, and I was fighting since day one and up until this very moment. Thank you, jury, and that is it for me.
Good to go. Okay. I want this so bad. I have played, I think this is game number 58 or something like that. And I've never won a Survivor game. And I have been in this position a few times before this. And I don't think I played a truly deserving game until this one, when it comes to that. Since day one, I had to play a different game than I usually do. And that was social based. And I'm not a social person, like I said before. It's really difficult for me to try to have active conversations with people just based on me as a person and my personality. With that, I feel like I used that to my strengths greatly by being able to have alliances. At one point, I was literally aligned with everybody in the merge at Final 8. In different chats. Granted, it was always different levels of communication, but physically having access to be able to talk to people at every point. What Sagan said during Lyndon's questioning about me being in the dark a lot of the times, I don't see that as necessarily factual. There were times, but with that as well, I always had the correct information by the time of the vote. I always voted correctly. Granted, I didn't know at the Cam vote that Minor and Zach were not voting for Cam, but I still utilized that to my advantage by being able to ride the middle like I wanted to and not be flashy, because if I'm too flashy, then I get voted out, because it's happened to me countless times, but that comes with just playing countless, or it's going to happen countless times. And I straight up, I played this game selfishly. I did. I was about me a lot of the times, and it can confuse people because while I did give some people my loyalty, I made sure to have other doors open and other avenues accessible to me because I wanted to get further. And I keep saying I a lot, but it's not a solo game. You have to utilize your relationships and you have to talk to people, because people are your greatest asset, because you can't do anything alone. And I feel like I did that, because even when I would flip on people, like there were countless times I didn't vote with Lyndon, but at the end, I still wanted Lyndon to go far. But truly, I had to play for myself and make moves to benefit me. And especially coming into this final tribal council, like feel I have to go up against the person who can give me the best chance to possibly win and earn your guys' votes like I truly want to. When it comes to physical game, I won 2 individual immunities, 1 fire making challenge, and I count advantages as part of physical. I had 1 idol, 1 extra vote. Truly did not need them at any point to get what I wanted done. I received 1 vote in this game, which I was able to successfully cancel out with an idol. I was able to have an idol played on me. And I feel like I was able to utilize so many just connections and just truly make this game what I want it to be, because I had sent trust lists to my host chat many times, and that became what the boot order was. And I was able to get exactly what I wanted when I wanted it, not by soul, not by luck, not by anything, but also not by myself, but by utilizing connections and utilizing the right connections at the right time, but also not ever, at least purposely, closing a door, which I might have at some times. And if I did, I apologize. But I've never wanted something more. This game means a lot to me because it's been so much fun. There's been drama, but it's never crossed any personal line. And that's what I miss about orgs. And please see my game for what it is, which could be cutthroat in the middle, but I'm a slithering snake sometimes, and it's what happens. But I love and respect you all. Zach, you're an amazing person. Host, thank you for having us all here. And just thank you, everybody.
All right, then. That's it. Thank you both for your final regards. And now the power goes to the jury. The power that you may have held during this game, participating in the votes of each of these individuals, that power is stripped away from you now. You no longer have choice and have dictation as to whether or not you will be winning this game. This goes to the peer of jurors. Jurors, please send in your votes. Again, you are voting for somebody that you want to win this game. Dev, and I feel like I can't say this, going into Final Tribal, there were no pre-votes. You guys both have done an incredible job articulating your games, and you both should be proud regardless of this outcome. So with that being said, everyone please send in your votes if you haven't yet. Best of luck to the both of you, and I'll be back to go on camera for the winner reveal.
Good luck, Zach.
You too, Timmy. I couldn't find the unmute button for a half second. Like a true icon.
Does anyone have any fun shout outs?
Shout out to my queens, Vicky and Cindy.
I was gonna say I'll shout out
Probably.
Nick Mana, even though you're on a cruise right now. Anyway, rude. And you couldn't watch my amazing performance tonight. Thank you. Also shout out to Alex for not writing my final speech like he said he was going to. No, I'm kidding. Just yeah, shout out Alex for cheating on me with Lyndon, being a double dipping in project, you know. Yeah.
Shout out to my lovely Wheel of Terror cast.
Honestly, it is a great cast.
It's so good.
I mean, I'm not in it, but anyway, that's why it's good.
I love them all. Oh, shout out Taco Bell. Lyndon, specifically Lyndon's Taco Bell. Did you get nacho fries?
This is important. What did you
Why
get?
not?
Chalupa? Chalupas.
I got 2 black bean crunch wraps and chips and nacho cheese.
Okay,
That's
you
fair.
at least got nacho cheese, so it's fine.
Yeah, we got nacho cheese.
Okay. Lyndon does have a big PP.
Correct.
I'm just gonna read the chat out loud so just everyone watching can hear it. Good night. My roommate's going to bed. Shout out to Janine.
Period. Has Janine played an org yet? I don't know who that's. We're gonna get Janine for season 2, Timmy.
That'll be great.
Yeah, that will be. We're also getting my coworker. We're gonna shout out my coworker Nick, who I told all about this game, and now he wants to play an org. I go, do you know? Also, I want to shout out Timmy for chilling with me for an hour during Rites of Passage. It was cute.
Oh my gosh, shout out to Zach.
It was cute.
Rites of Passage was cute.
Ugh. Shout out to this piece of paper I found from Touchy Subjects. It has Timmy's name and it also has Wesley's name on it. So I think I don't know what I voted y'all for, but I did.
No, so you had me a few times, I think.
Oh,
Can I
that's
remember what they
right.
were? No, but did I win that challenge? Yes.
Yes, you did.
That was fun. That was interesting.
It was fun. Can Jacob not count to however many jurors there are? I'm playing. Thanks, Jason.
He's probably decorating each card.
He did this on day like 1. Like when he just shows the same card.
Why is Jacob Adorno entering?
My laptop.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesse, yes.
For those watching, Jason has said 7 in the chat, and Jesse said that would be boring Zachary. Like I said, I would update.
Also, you spelled my name wrong, Jesse.
Yeah, no, that one kind of. I was like,
Intentional.
is it because Zach can't spell? Lyndon says pee pee poo poo.
I can't wait for this video to get demonetized. Oh, shout out Taylor Swift for releasing a
Aaron
banger.
says poo poo pee pee.
Shout out Taylor Swift for releasing a banger of an album.
Oh my god, Jacob's here.
Oh boy,
Jason
here we
says,
go.
Poopy poopy.
All right,
This is your mom. That's all I got, everybody.
what amazing final words right before a very momentous occasion. I have all the votes. You want to see your name written down on these parchments. You are voting for a winner. This has been an amazing experience, coming off of two very not great experiences hosting. I'm glad that, third time's the charm, so to speak. You have all been a blast hosting, even as far out as Sunshine up until the final two right here. You guys have all, like, I know a couple of people talked about sparking their interest back into games. Like, you've done that for me. And I've shown that there's much more than just participating in these games. It's also hosting and being able to see it from the spectator view. I undervalued this. I underestimated this. This has been such a fun, wild ride. And to have embarked on this with any combination of people would have been a blessing. But it's even more of a blessing that it was with you two. You both have played great games. I can't preface this enough, how proud I am of both of you. But with that being said, it is time to reveal the votes. All right. Again, it's 4-1. We didn't know. That's what we're here for. First vote, Tim. Second vote, Zach. 1 vote, Timmy. 1 vote, Zach. The man who can't spell. Timmy. That's 2 votes, Timmy. 1 vote, Zach. Zach. That's 2 votes, Timmy. 2 votes, Zach. 3 votes left. Timmy. That's 3 votes, Timmy. 2 votes, Zach. 2 votes left. The winner of Spellbound Survivor Season 1, Timmy. Congratulations. By a vote of 5-2, you are the first winner of Spellbound Survivor.
Well deserved, Timmy.
So
For sure.
Timmy,
I've been in 6 final tribal councils. I've never won, and like I said, I truly feel like this was the one. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Timmy deserved.
Zach, you are amazing.
Thanks, Timmy.
No matter what the outcome was, it would have been
100%.
fantastic.
You both have played. I can't. we'll get into this into what I have prepared for you guys tonight, but
before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and start letting the pre-jury in before we get to all the fun things.
Is this gonna be recorded too, or no?
This part's still gonna be live.
This part, okay.
I want to know what Miner made because he said he was going to make food, and I'm starving.
Oh my god, Xander and Matt.
Icons.
Hello.
I forgot I played this game, not gonna lie.
Xander, you lived on in infamy with us. You did.
Xander, I'm still so upset.
Oh my god, Lyndon. I missed you all.
I missed you so much.
I missed Xander, my horror movie buddy.
I was so
voting Xander out was the wrong choice.
Yeah, it was.
I'm still upset at you, Zach. I don't want to hear it.
Listen, we got a revenge in Tanner. Tanner got his revenge for you, okay, in the next challenge. Even as mine are all about it. Anyway.
I still want to hear from Miner too. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I think this is all the pre-jury that's going to come because Sunshine and Julian left the alumni chat and no idea where Jake is. So
couldn't tell you when he was even in the game.
I got my Taco Bell.
I'm so jealous.
Where's Pete?
There he is.
Right there.
There's our King Pete.
Yes, Pete, shout out.
Shout out. I hate you all. Go die in a hole. But congrats to me.
Thanks. I will enjoy my
Pete,
dead hole.
You can die in a hole too. We could die in the same hole together.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
partying in the dead hole.
Season 2 of Spellbound, dying in the hole.
Cheers. Okay. Okay, let's figure this junk out. Where's the other Jacob Dorno? I don't know. I have the power to do this personally, to grant them the ability to share their screen. The other Jacob Adorno. Please.
Participants. There you go.
I'm co-host now.
Hmm.
All right.
We're very organized.
You guys can see this, right?
Oh, awards. Ooh, fun.
Awards and junk. It's weird seeing this on my laptop where my face is like there. But then there's me like talking and speaking like live and stuff like that. That's pretty weird. That's pretty peculiar. But anyways, let's get right into the awards. We got some superlatives as well at the end, so stay in tune for that. Everyone's getting something. We want to spread the love, you know. Totally did not wait until last minute to do this. Nothing of the sort. Afterwards, we'll be revealing some of the getting the postseason goodies out there. You know, your voting charts, the edge, the contenders, whatnot. I may go into some details about those doohickeys, if you will. But first off, most robbed pre-juror. The only thing that pre-jurors came here for was to see if they were the most robbed. Now, mind you, this most robbed, this pre-jury was pretty stacked, in my opinion. It was not an easy decision. Because how do you base that off of? You know, there's so much missed potential in every single pre-juror that made it on here, you know, whether it be potential just as game players, just from perspective of people who we played with and their reputations, why I think that they were capable of preseason, or just maybe just relatively what there was in the game. I don't think it was in the best interests of the people who participated in this move. But this player kind of not only an amalgamation of all those things, I think they were on the up and up to potentially do some damage in this game socially, but also someone who just unfortunate circumstances, a really bad swap. I don't finding themselves in the cursed figure tribe post swap, most robbed pre-juror, in my humble opinion, is Xander. Xander, at the beginning of the pre-jury phase, just ranking everybody on their trust rankings, I was a bit of an enigma, if you will. I was unsure about where your trajectory in this game was going from that point onwards, but by the time of the swap, or at least right before the swap, you were on the up and up. You were decently positioned in the middle of a lot of people's trust rankings, on the higher end of those trust rankings. And I thought that if you were luckier with the swap, then I think you would have actually have made it to the jury phase. You were the only one where I felt like had a bad luck of the draw. I think the other people maybe were not positioned within the majority at that point. Maybe didn't talk as much as some others, but only could have award I'll ever get. But no, Xander, you deserve this. Tawny, if you have any words to share with our friend here, then by all means you can go in and intervene.
Oh no, you said plenty of words.
No, Tony, I want to hear it from you, actually.
Yes, Xander, I want to hear from you.
Tawny forced me to play this game. I didn't want to. I didn't want to just come back into the org community swinging, but Tawny was like, it'll be fine. And I still have the feeling she rigged me out. So, it's fine. It's okay. It was a lot of fun for the short time I had. So.
And if anything was a tell, it was during that tribal when I don't remember exactly the question I asked Zach, but Zach said we're voting based off challenge strength. And then I looked at the vote count and was like, something. Knowing how well you killed that A1 comp, like
literally stayed up late just doing the individual challenge, even though I knew I won it way ahead of time.
Got like 40, I don't remember what it was. It was like 20, 30, maybe 40.
If I remember correctly, it was 40. I did strive to beat 40.
My goodness. I think there was more points you got than there are seasons of Survivor, so go on that. But with that being said, why is it taking so long? Okay, most robbed juror. Oh boy. Wow. many of you guys are after my heart. I do have to go into just Edgic just like a little bit, how I rationalize, how I ranked my contenders. Not only do I have to go based off of the position relative at the game at that point, but I have to project. Actually doing Edgic for the actual show Survivor is, although hard, is meant to be so that you can predict the winner. And this player from week 1 all the way to their boot was number 1. Not like close, not in contention, was solidly number 1. Incredible social game. I was completely blindsided by the events that went on this round because waking up that day, I didn't expect this person to be going home. This person could have done some damage in this game. Most robbed juror, my man Cam. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that the guy who got best move for sniping me out of the game, the worst move would be the most robbed juror in my eyes. Cam, you, from day one, you made one-on-ones with every single person in this game. You had to make sure that all of your corners and areas were all accounted for. You didn't want to leave any stone unturned. You knew that with every relationship that you can build, any conversation you could start is an opportunity for a strong game relationship. And going into the merge, I felt like you were going to make a very deep run, like at worst, like maybe like 5th, like 4th. Like I thought the 8th completely blindsided me, because seeing like you talk about not wanting to get 8th again, I'm thinking, oh, Cam does nothing to worry about. But many shenanigans went on during that round, and we'll get into a bit more depth about that round specifically in a future award. But Cam, you have any words? Now's the time to say them.
Shout out to idols, first of all. You know it. But love that for me. I'm sick. So thank you. It was fun.
Cool. Okay, cut you off. I'm sorry, Cam. But no, I don't want to be that guy to say that, fittingly enough, the guy with an idol in his cast photo was the one idled out, to the only one to really do so. I want to be that guy, but I will be that guy. Next up, worst move. Oh boy. I keep saying oh boy at the beginning of these, like I don't know what this is. So I do know the worst move. To be honest, and this goes into the best move too. We felt it was a relatively clean game, a strategically sound game. I think there is no such thing as a perfect game. We recognize that, and very few outlandish flaws. Like very few moments where I'm like, this person really effed up. Like they really messed up. Why the hell did they do this? Not that many head scratches in this game, honestly. But this move, I feel like if this was not done, the game plays out in a completely different way. I felt this was completely against this person's best interest. And worst move, fittingly enough, since we gave Cam most robbed juror, another person who participated in that best move in that distortion game gets worst move here. Switching positions, it's Karen giving her idol to Zach.
I called it once I did it. As soon as I did it, I knew it was fucking stupid.
Karen, for context here, Karen wanting to build trust up with Zach, had already had the extra vote when they had to determine who was going to get it between their twin pair, wanting to give the idol to Zach to basically solidify their trust. I think any advantage, any idol is use and rounds for leveraging to strengthening a game relationship. However, for this, considering who Karen ends up targeting at the end of the round, because at the beginning she wanted Timmy gone, which was if executed was ideal for her game at that point. But then going to target Jesse, a very reluctant Zach, you give him the idol, which then became the catalyst for the formation of another alliance in the game called the 8 Chat, which consisted of Timmy, Minor, Zach, and Jesse, that made it all the way to Final 5 at that point. This became the catalyst where if this was not the case, Jesse goes home at 8, I could see a completely different Final 4 at that point.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Just
Sure.
random. Minor, would you have considered actually giving me that second idol if you're here or not, in order to save Jesse at that point?
But I would have done maybe a 4-4 instead.
Okay, got it.
And who knows what would have happened, at least at the tie. At that point, that's not even accounting for, potential extra votes that were coming into play, because the people who ended up outside of the A chat, that's where most of those extra votes slide. Zach's safety without power. No. Jesse's safety without power. And knowledge is power. I have to distinguish those two.
Yes.
Definitely could have played a factor, and this game could have went completely differently had Cam not been sniped out of the game, which leads in to the best move. I'm clearly getting better at these segues. We've already gone into depth about this, but because this was a very strategically sound game for the most part, one thing that I was struggling with was distinguishing or figuring out like the best move. This wasn't a game, like a flashy move heavy season. There's a lot of subtle things, a lot of subtle maneuvers. So we felt it was best that we chose the elimination that I felt changed the game the most. And although this goes in tandem with the worst move, I need to preface this again. Getting Cam out really did open up the door for what was possible at that point. It weakened Karen's power structure. By doing so, it became the catalyst for creating the A-Chat alliance, which ends up running through the game, not only having a majority of the advantages in Stowe, but Cam was just really good with everybody. I need to preface this again, like for trust rankings wise, pre-merge, like the worst he ever got was like a 2. Like he was like, if he wasn't number 1, he was number 2 for somebody. Cam was really well positioned at that point. And obviously with the merge, trust rankings becomes a bit wonkier to use like as like a metric to see who's going to go far and how well somebody is playing socially, strategically, what have you. But getting Cam out really did, like, that doesn't happen. Timmy sure as hell not there. I don't think this final 2 is the final 2 that it ends up being. I know that I've already went into some depths about that. So Cam already had a chance to speak, but Cam's also sick and dying, and I don't want to keep forcing the poor man to speak. So next is Best Alliance. There's 3, primarily in contention. No force Cam to speak. Okay, well, I guess we force Cam to speak if Cam so chooses to.
Okay. GG.
GG. Good game. Appreciate that. Best Alliance. When we went on call to determine Best Alliance, we were all split. I was advocating for a name. Tawny was advocating for the Coven, and Brian was advocating for the Bernoulli's Minions. And we saw Bernoulli's Minions and the Coven as 2 factions going into the merge, one from OG Mago, one from OG Sahir, and the A-Chat was like an amalgamation, like you're like building up to all of the war, so to speak, that we thought was going to happen. We had to come to a consensus, and so very close margin, but all 3 of these are amazing alliances. Best alliance, or favorite alliance, I guess, was Bernoulli's Minions. Very, very, considering how the end game plays out and who takes out who, one of the minions decided to overtake a Bernoulli. I'm not sending you the picture. I was not looking for it because I had to do a lot as is, but Bernoulli's Minions, one of the really only alliances that were made in Mago. There were a lot of alliances into here because they just attended tribal council more. But coming into the merge, considering just who the contenders were at that point, we felt Bernoulli's Minions had a lot of potential. Like I felt, although it was pretty far out, and although maybe there's some hindsight bias in this, I felt the common was bound to disintegrate at some point, bound to split up, bound to break apart. I didn't feel that with Bernoulli's Minions. Obviously, it does. But the composition of Timmy, Cam, Lyndon were, on average, the 3 most trusted people on OG Mago. They also come into the merge very similarly in those rankings, with a lot of people regarding them as one of, or if not their closest ally up until that point. Bernoulli's Minions, had they stuck it out, well, again, at the end of the day, it did produce a winner in Timmy, and both Timmy and Lyndon made it to final 3. But yeah. So if anybody, the mayor of Bernoulli's Minions, Lyndon, if you have any words to share, then Do it.
I would like to give a shout out to Cam for making the most beautiful picture for our Alliance chat that I really think needs to be sent because it's beautiful.
I will send it once I find it. I think I accidentally deleted it because I was bitter.
That was the best Alliance
I'm
name I've ever
sorry.
been in. I can't wait for you guys to see us all in Minion onesies.
Period. Now, but obviously, honorable mention to those other two. Just being able to join on calls, just catch up on your conversations. It's always fun. It's always fun with these groups, and it was fun for everybody. All the one-on-ones. But we didn't feel like it was best to have like a best one-on-one or like just the ones that we had the most fun watching, unless it was concrete. Therefore, we get into the best or favorite duo of the season. A couple contenders here as well. Unfortunately, the best duo in another game that I played very recently. They were in contention, the Creamy Hotties. Unfortunately, they did not make the cut here. There's obviously a lot of people who, with given knowledge, I felt that coming into this game may have linked up. There were some connections here. Maybe they played this game recently together. Maybe they host this game. I know they have a relationship at this point. But this duo kind of came out of nowhere, and it was very endearing for me. I think the best way that I could describe this duo, endearing. I was enamored with this group. If there was any one-on-one that I most tuned into, I most kept up to date with, it was this duo, and they were loyal to each other to the very end. And what a weird duo. I didn't think, how would these two interact with each other on OG Sahir? So the best duo in the game to me is Miner and Zach. Just this weird dichotomy of just there's this personal talk that was very like wholesome and very sweet, and then whenever they talked about game, everything was just strategically sound, finding themselves in the A-name alliance at the end. One of them could spell and the other cannot. Obviously, we could spell, which is why we see CH instead of K, as one of the partners said. But anyways, hopping on calls with these two, I don't know, just explain it. I've never had this much fun, like joining on calls or joining in or intervening in conversations as much as I did enjoy with these two. So people.
Minor,
do
you want to go messy duo icon? I think that's how we ended every single call, was we're such a messy duo, giggles.
Yeah, and then I think we said it with Elliot and Margot vibes.
That's for those magicians people. But yeah, no, like I said, like Jacob even said, I even told Miner this the day we were studying for fire making because we knew what was coming out fire making. Which also y'all were rotted for not having a game related fire making because Miner would have slayed in that. But anyway, I
know all the shit too.
No, I know you do, Timmy. Shut up. I'm trying to be cute. But yes, I said this to Miner. I go, honestly, like, yeah, Miner's hosted me before in games, but we never really interacted. And like Jacob said, I didn't know how to interact. And honestly, I don't know if Jacob can clarify this. I don't even know where Miner was on my original trust ranking. I think towards the middle of Sahir, if I'm not mistaken. But I even told Miner this. I go, honestly, didn't know how we would vibe, but it just worked once Karen shoved us together. So thanks, Karen, for this, I suppose. I'd let Miner talk now.
Yeah, like in the starting off, I wasn't sure how I would vibe with Zach, but just after talking with Karen and then linking up with Zach, and then just after that, just all the calls we went on, all the different game and non-game stuff we just talked about, it was just great. It was like a perfect match.
And like I said, I think when this ended on Miner and I basically re-sparked our love for games back with each other. And I think that's where we're at. So yeah, that's what I want to end on.
Oh, I'm glad for that. I'm glad that we were able to give that experience to you too. I don't know. I think what locked it in just personally for me was just y'all both ending up on the swaps here again together. I think that really reaffirmed and strengthened that relationship that you guys had. That friendship. We talk about game relationships, alliances, no, friendship. That is a very meaningful, genuine, and authentic connection that you two had made. And I felt like that had to be noted. So Minor, Zach, best duo. Hero of the season. So here's the thing. We were trying to look for a hero, but we're like, was there any heroes? Like, was there any person that particularly played a heroic, or at least by the books heroic game? I don't personally think so. I think there was many deceptions, many of not necessarily double dealing, but a lot of just trying to keep up all your bases covered. Because a hero, like, we lacked like I don't know how to explain it. Like the honor, the integrity, the stick to my word, and many of you guys were able to commit to somebody or find someone to be unwaveringly loyal to. So the way that we decided, I keep saying although I'm presenting this, it wasn't just my decision. We've decided that who's going to be the person who I just think was able to distinguish game from personal the best, but also the person who we felt like was most not only emotionally invested in the game, but also the most remorseful. Like, this is the person who would talk about in their host chats of like feeling really bad about making certain moves that they did, understanding, yes, it's a game, but it sucks, it hurts, I hate doing this. So our hero of the season, also Minor. We just finished talking about him, but guess we're going to continue talking about Minor. Minor, sweetheart, pure. Tawny has been threatened multiple times this season that he will be ruined and he's not as pure as he seems, but like, what? Why just puts a like a warm feeling in my heart? Like, I don't know. That's just like this warm place.
Jason,
like, okay, Tawny, go off. I know
this is I have no words. You've been talking a lot, so it's late.
Okay, well, I expected like a goshing section. I guess the session about Minor, but I guess we didn't get that.
Talker like that.
Okay, so I already talked about why we felt Minor was wholesome. Minor wholesome, right? So I feel like we don't need to retread matter we've already said here, but like it also doesn't help that I also sent him off in this, like, it was a pleasure to play with you, because for most of you guys got bullied off. I just goodbye, saluted you off, but Minor got the swan song, the fallen angel, if you will. So Minor, hero of the season, absolutely. And without hero, and the best way to distinguish whether or not there are heroes in the game is recognizing the villains of the game. The villains are what makes this game fun. Treachery, lying, deceit, manipulation, backstabbing people. This is instrumental. This is a core component of this game that's unavoidable. And a lot of people were very chaotic, whether it be in their host chats or in the way that they played the game. But I feel like, unlike Hero, which I felt like we lacked options for, we had an abundance of options, but even then, I don't think it's close. Villain of the season, by far, I would say, goes to the other half of the best duo that we just talked about 2 slides ago. I didn't expect it at all. Like, preseason, we, like, naturally, with any cast, hush Zach, we've assessed the cast, we've gone over where we think the strengths or weaknesses of the game would be, how far we project them going forward, and a lot of chaos, a lot of Zach is Zach, and a lot of, you know, Zach Shelley be doing the Zach Shelley thing, and just the way that he played this game was very strong strategically. It was so weird to see it from, I think that Zach very much emphasized on this, just the preconceived notions of him as a player. People sleep on Zach, man. And I'm tired of hearing people undermine Zach's strategic game. Zach played a very cutthroat. He knew when to cut the throats or eliminate the allies when he felt like he needed to. Of course, he had that alliance and that very strong bond with Minor. But beyond that, if there was any move or any maneuver he felt was going to best benefit him, Zach was, I think, the quickest to want to put in the work to be able to get that move to be executed. I think Zach was, although of course naturally remorseful of his actions. I don't think villain of the season is indicative of just who we are as people at all. Zach is a lovely person inside and out, but Bessie Villain King. That can't spell. Probably can't even spell villain if we didn't even put it up on the board. So
listen, I can't spell, but I can make a move. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
period. This is Zach's show. We're all just in it. But that said, we've gone over pretty much all the awards except the one that you're probably all waiting for. My favorite player. We were still waiting on Brian to give me his favorite. So fortunately, that's not here. And Connors is not here for reasons. But my favorite's up here, so is Tawny. So if Tawny wants to speak on behalf of her favorites, by all means, she can do that. My favorite, so tough. I love all of you. There's a couple people in contention. Zach probably expected me to give this to him. I wanted to spread the love a little bit more, so I was like, no. Lyndon, I've made it all to wait to the final two of a game. Very hard. Other people who I've been very close with. My auto cast for the season, Jason, that was a guy I wanted to put up on here. But when the merge hit, I had to put my money on somebody. Because although we did the cast assessments, we did not do a draft. And we had to... You did call me dad. You did do that. I'm sorry, Zach. I love you. But as the merge hit, we did the cast assessment to completion. But we did do it, and we didn't do a draft. Therefore, we didn't ever on call or on recording say who we think was going to win this game. Brian did briefly, but nothing in depth. And after the merge, I had to put my money on somebody. Who do I think is going to win this game? And in theme with how much luck I get in Big Brother, I was able to predict the winner, and I've had much fun. I had a ball hosting this individual. So my personal favorite was Timmy. I'm so happy for you.
I love you, Jacob.
I love you too, Timmy. The way that you maneuvered this game was just very impressive. Like coming into the merge, Cam was my number one contender, absolutely. And I still stand by that to that point. There was no sign to me that he was going home anytime soon, but Timmy was also very consistently in the contenders rankings as well, to somebody who I think was, that is not Jason, yeah, it's true. Socially, strategically sound, was very much well trusted. If not Cam, then it was very often Timmy, who a lot of people trusted the most in the OG Magos and the swap as well. Timmy played the game that I always tried to play. I want to keep all my bases covered in a similar vein to Cam, but doing so in a way where I have to recognize that some people who I don't have strong strategic ties with, obviously, I naturally have to prioritize those who I do have those with. Just a very satisfying win. Just something that I projected from as far out as final 10, final 9. I feels very rewarding to see that come into fruition here. The fire making challenge and very shortly afterwards was the point where I locked in Timmy as my favorite. Just feeling, I guess I can't really avoid this. The minor Timmy hosting the both side to side, them starting off on different tribes, them trying to figure out how they played the game together, how they were able to, yes, I live with this person, but not let that dictate my whole game. What's in my best interest is not always going to align with what's in their best interests. And in this feud, I felt like Timmy was going to come on top. I felt Minor had a better chance with the jury. I think Minor was more of a likely winner by jury merit or win equity. But I felt Timmy overall played a game where I felt he was most likely to get there. So Timmy, my favorite. Well, all of you are my favorites, but just considering this game, trying to put a best aside my biases and my personal relationships and histories with you guys, my favorite, oh my gosh, my favorite was Timmy. So that being said, let's go to Tawny's favorite. Tawny, do you have words, at least for your favorite?
I'll tell them the words later.
Okie dokie. Because I don't have words. Actually, I take back my statement. Not all of you guys are my favorites. It's actually my least favorite player on this season by far. I hate them. I despise them. I still want revenge on them. But for some reason, Tawny adores them. I don't get it. I don't see the hype. But Tawny's favorite, for some bizarre reason, is Karen. And Tawny said she'll give the works to them later because Tawny's laptop has 30 minutes. So we're going to get right through to the player of the season, the prestigious award. Obviously, we can't give it to the winner. We can't give it to any finalists, so to speak. Didn't want to run that risk. Are you kidding me? Yes, we are kidding you. The one time we get to compliment Karen, who would have thought? So, anyway, he's player of the season. We've already kind of gone over So, player of the season. Stop typing in that chat. I want to get this over with. I'm going to keep getting distracted. Player of the season. Played a very strong overall game. Won in immunity, I think. Definitely, they won at least one. I don't know if they've won two. I'm pretty sure they've won at least one. So physically, it was at least questionable considering what tribe they started off on. But at the time of the final six, I thought this was the person who I think had the best jury chances for one, but also the person who really came into their own in the merge. Although despite being outnumbered, so here, Minor, just the way that they were able to navigate in spite of having so few connections at the early portions of the game, the way Minor was able to climb up on people's trust rankings was a marvel to behold. Minor, you're an incredible player. You're one of the only 3 people I've hosted a second time through this experience. And I'm thankful for any opportunity I could get to host anybody again. That means that you have faith in me. You trust that I will give you guys a fun and enjoyable experience. But I've already hyped you up, gassed you up during the prior awards that you have won. So Minor was the player of the season. Played an incredibly strong game. Shut up, Karen. Don't take away Minor's moment. Minor has words. Minor.
Oh, just thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to the superlatives. We got this. We have time. We can do this.
Do we have time?
We do have time. Have faith in me, Timmy. I know I like talking.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. All right. Each superlative. All right, go. Xander, Vicky's Edward Cullen. You know who Vicky is. We'll get into the other one. There's someone is also her Jacob Black. Crush things. Wesley, best challenge record despite being first juror. Very weird. If you count tribal immunities, 6'2", 75%. For every 4 challenges he participated, he won 3. He only lost 1. Very impressive. And Julian technically holds that record as well, 3-1, technically same percentage, but he wasn't the first juror. Now was he? Anyways, Lyndon, most likely to play hooky. Don't know how many tribal councils you didn't attend. No, you only attended 2, and if you count tonight, 3. So if you could skip tribal councils to go to some parties and a move, definitely skipped a couple classes in high school. Bloody his hands. During one of these challenges, valid. Forgot exactly what happened to him. Tissue, blood, got in his hands, teeth, mouth, things happen. Bloody his hands. Jesse, the #1 amazing race fan. We pushed tribal back in order for all of us to watch Survivor because that's the game that we're playing. But noteworthy moment of the season was when Jesse asked to push this back, publicly announced in the chat, "Thank you guys, I want to watch the amazing race." Jason, most likely to think it's them going, not the Julia Rose syndrome, if you will. Every round, I just think it's me. I just get this hunch. I get this gut feeling. I think it's me going home. And during the camera, he even thought he was getting sent home. All those Jesse neglected votes, genuine shock that it wasn't him going home. Oh, behold, it would be just the next round that he would be going home. Timmy, most likely to participate in an incestuous relationship with their twin.
I hate the wording on this. Most
likely to participate in an incestuous relationship.
Let me talk right now. I have an actual twin.
Gross.
He does not
That's why I hate this more.
The Jamie to the Cersei, if you will. Wanted to distinguish the two in case somebody doesn't know what that means.
Who's mystery person?
So most likely to participate in an incestuous relationship with a twin. Cam, the creamiest hottie. Plentiful with cream. No more cream than any of the other. The cream of the crop, if you will. Definitely the creamiest hottie. Karen was also a hottie, I guess, by brand. But Cam was just significantly more creamy than Karen was. Zach, biggest flirt. Stalked Gustavo.
Also contented for a superlative, most likely to grow to be a stalker. But anyways, wanted to also misspell this, but my heart couldn't take it. I couldn't do it to myself. Jake, most likely to forget they were on prod with someone. Jake. So I'm proud with you once and during the interview. Also, best interview. Loved his interview. Best interview, in my opinion. Forgot they were on prod with me for something. To be fair, Insanity is a pretty obscure game, all things considered, but nonetheless. Karen, best cat photos, because of course you were. We all love Twiggy. You love Twiggy.
What did I
love
just
Twiggy.
say?
What?
You pegged that shit, Karen.
I literally just said, watch mine be about Twiggy, as it should.
As it fucking should.
Not
But also
about
pretty.
Karen, not about her gameplay, not about her hotness, but about her cat. My favorite thing about Karen is not even Karen related. B, my favorite superlative. Most bitter despite not being in the game. If he was on the jury, you guys would be quaking. Hey, all of you commented on every single Facebook post. Committed fan to Spellbound. Tune in every week to see Survivor pre-game relationships. All right, Minor, most likely to start a Pokemon battle with someone and not finish it. Would have also been the most likely to participate in an incestuous relationship with their twin. But we started a battle using GIFs, I think. I was ahead, I think, at that point. Sent out my Flygon. Never finished this battle for some reason. We got caught up in life, I guess. Tanner, most likely to commend someone on a good job. After every tribal council, he was in on the no. He said, good job, guys. Nice one, Pete. We do love some positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement king. Sunshine, second to last. Vicky's Jacob Black. Xander was the Edward Cullen. Sunshine was the Jacob Black. The true love triangle that we all didn't deserve, but we still got. Although we were robbed of that considering they were printers. Finally, Mac, Miggity Mac, Dad. Best cast photo I think I've ever seen. You took the moment. You served. You slayed. You gave us. The mask's so cool. I want that mask. That's so, I don't know how you do that. Like, I don't know how y'all could possibly like come up with get all these props. Like Karen with the tarot cards, Minor with the crystal ball, Zach with his cell phone. Like, but the mask, that's Mac's thing. And even during like all the poems that I've written in dedication to you guys. That's why I brought the mask, because obsessed. Best cast photo. And that is all. Thank you all so much for attending the award ceremony and the final tribal council. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry for that. I do have to write 4 more poems, I guess. But that being said, that is all that we have for you tonight. I'll be sending in my all the postseason goodies that you guys will be able to indulge in, have fun. Tawny, who takes care of the YouTube, will make sure that the videos that are unlisted now will then become public. That being said, that is all. Thank you guys so much for an amazing first season of Spellbound Survivor. And for anybody for the 3 people watching this who care, there is going to be a season 2. For such a positive experience as we had, we don't want to end it off like here. Thank you all so much for making this experience for me, honestly. In spite of college, socializing, and the splendor and all that, you guys have given me many memories that I hold dear to my heart. Y'all have made me want to continue to stay in the community, although I have been questioning this for a very long time. If it's practical, will my school, my academics conflict with that? Will my personal obligations or my mental health conflict with that? But seeing all 16 of you beautiful souls in this game, it really just changed my mind. So thank you very much. Jason has a question before we close off. Jason, I guess.
Yes, Jacob, if you had to compare this season to a natural disaster,
natural disaster.
Same question yes, every tribal council.
Every tribal council. Okay, the natural disaster. Well, it wasn't a disaster. It actually went pretty good, all things considered. So I don't really know what's natural disaster. If I had to pick one, volcano. The emotions that are erupt out of me right now. I have to hold all this in, all this enthusiasm, all this love for this personal project that I had no idea what I was signing up for when signing up to be in a game with Tawny, Brian, and Connor. Again, thanks to all of you who've contributed as well. Tawny, Brian, Connor, my best wishes and all that you do. And same to all the 60 participants and everybody watching this at home. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations to Timmy. Don't want to forget about that. He won. He won 5-2. Thank you very much. Stop, Karen.
Alarm for Jacob.